Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano. Throughout our weather coverage, you can scan that QR code on your screen to connect to our live radar network. We want to show you a live look from Altadena. Evacuation warnings for dozens of homes near the Eaton Fire burn scar just went into effect, along with the Palisades, Sunset, and Hearst Fire burn areas. And a flash flood watch will go into effect at 4 p.m. We have live team coverage of the storm as it moves in and how communities are planning to handle all of that rain. But first, meteorologist Belen de Leon is timing out the storm's arrival in your first alert forecast. Belen.
Hi, Annabelle. Well, it's been dry all of December, and here we are looking at our first chance of rain the whole month, and it could impact your holiday plans. First Alert Radar Network already showing that light rain falling, pushing in from the south, extending through LA County as our radars scan the sky. Now, this is just the beginning. We're going to have some heavier rain move in overnight, and tomorrow is going to be a critical day. And once that rain starts, it's going to last several days. As you mentioned, that flood watch starts this afternoon at 4 p.m. It'll go through the day tomorrow. It's going to continue through Thursday. It doesn't expire until 10 p.m. So we're going to have a high amount of rain falling at such a rapid speed that the ground will not even be able to absorb it. Of course, the big concern is the burn scar areas. Those are the areas highlighted here with this yellow, but we could see flooding anywhere in Southern California, especially if you know where those flood-prone places are. Those are the spots to watch. This system, not just bringing rain, it's going to bring some strong winds. So we are tapping into an atmospheric river, this southerly flow that is going to enhance our rainfall rates for the mountains. So this is rain that's going to be moving in sideways. Wind advisory posted for Orange County, the Inland Empire, LA County. Wind speeds here sustained 30 to 50 miles per hour. But where we have the high wind warning, the gusts could get up to 80 miles per hour. This starts at noon and goes all the way through Thursday afternoon. I'll be back to time it out for you. Annabelle?
All right, Belen, thank you very much for that. Yeah, very important things to keep in mind. Guad Venegas reports for NBC4 and Telemundo 52. He has live team coverage from downtown LA, where LA County officials just updated their storm plan. Guad, they've been working on this for days now.
Annabelle, they have, and we've had a few storms since the fires here in the Los Angeles area throughout the year. So they've had a few times to make preparations and also change the things that they think didn't work so well and make sure that everyone is aware of what needs to be done in preparation. So county officials spoke, the sheriff spoke along with County Supervisor Solis, and also the Director of Public Works to talk about the challenges for the county and also for residents. There's been a lot of questions about the evacuation orders. So we know that the county put out an evacuation warning map. That's for anyone that lives in an area with an evacuation warning. Now, very important, the sheriff made it clear that anyone that is under an evacuation order will be notified in person. Deputies will go to the home. They'll speak to the owner. If they don't find the owner, he told us they will leave a note indicating that they are in a structure that is under an evacuation order. They also spoke about the number of structures they've identified. So more than 300 structures, both within the county and also inside of cities, have been identified as those that will be receiving an evacuation order. And it's very important for anyone that does get one to make sure they follow it. Here is the sheriff and the Director of Public Works speaking just minutes ago.
We urge residents, especially those in evacuation zones, to take those orders and warnings seriously and start preparing now. Identify important items such as medications, important documents, and other essential items in case you must leave quickly.
All of the debris flows, mud flows, and rockfall we expect to be within the mountain areas or the mountain urban interface. Those are places like the foothill communities, the unincorporated area of Altadena, Pasadena, La Cañada, Flint Ridge, Duarte, and then along the same situation for the Palisades fire area, the city of Los Angeles, the Malibu, and the unincorporated areas. All should expect these hazards to impact them.
And they also talked about the hazards that people might not think at first, but are also there, which are from the wind and the possibility of flooding after the storm. A lot of this water is going to make its way through the waterways to the dams, and it will eventually make its way out to the ocean. So there will be alerting residents to be careful with all of the rivers 1 or 2 days after the storm. The water will be making its way. And also for people that live in these areas that have been identified as vulnerable to the floods and also to the possibility of landslides, there's also K-rails that have been installed, and there's also sandbags that people can pick up at different county locations to try and protect their homes from the possibility of flooding as well. Annabelle.
All right, Guad, thank you so much for that. Again, just so many things to keep in mind as this storm moves in. NBC4's Ted Chen is live in the Palisades, where many are now under an evacuation warning ahead of that rain. Ted, debris flows and mudslides, they're all major concerns for people who live out there. What's it looking like?
Well, right now, things are looking okay. It's cloudy. It hasn't really rained yet. A couple of drops here and there, but so far things are okay. But the warning is going out to residents who live near the Palisades burn scar to keep their eyes open over the next few days as this big storm hits, in particular for mud and debris flow, and be ready to leave at any moment. And as you mentioned just a few minutes ago, the evacuation warning began. It will last from 11 a.m. today until 11 p.m. on Christmas Day, December 25th. There is going to be rainfall like we saw in February. That's the forecast. Firefighters are advising people to monitor the National Weather Service, watch your local news like you're doing right now, and if you get an evacuation order through text, or possibly if the LA Fire Department comes knocking on your door, you need to be ready to leave immediately.
When you start to see, mud that's starting to come out of the hillside. So it's not just the burn scar areas. We also have our high elevation, our mountain areas, any of our hillside communities. They really need to take precaution around those areas. So if you see mud starting to come across the road, it could be like almost an just avalanche of mud and debris that can come just instantly. So you want to avoid those areas if at all possible.
Caltrans has announced that Topanga Canyon Boulevard will be closed at 9 p.m. tonight as a precaution. Reporting live from Pacific Palisades, Ted Chen, NBC4 News. Annabelle, back to you.
All right, Ted, stay safe out there. Thank you so much. Caltrans crews are busy cleaning debris from roads leading to the San Bernardino Mountains. This was a scene along Highway 330 yesterday afternoon. That's the main route up to Big Bear. Highway 18 is another option. It's a longer drive, but it might help you avoid a lot of that traffic out there. Many families will be heading to the mountains for Christmas, so the CHP wants drivers to slow down and make sure they fill up with gas before going up there. They also suggest packing food, water, and a blanket just in case you get stuck in the weather. Adding to the danger, this storm could bring trouble along the coast. Dangerous surf is expected along LA and Ventura County beaches tonight through Saturday, raising the risk of coastal flooding. Waves could reach up to 10 feet at south-facing beaches, creating hazardous rip currents and dangerous conditions for anyone near the water. And here's a live look at LAX. Many holiday travelers are getting out of town before that storm moves in. We're going to be monitoring any flight delays or cancellations as rain hits our area over the next few days. Visitors coming to Southern California expecting sunshine and warm weather. Unfortunately, they're in for an unpleasant surprise. Meantime, LA Mayor Karen Bass and other city officials will update LA's storm plan at noon. You can watch that live right here on NBC4. Meantime, stay ahead of this storm with the NBC LA app. You'll get our first alert radar custom for your neighborhood. We'll also send you breaking weather alerts when you enable the NBC LA app's notifications.